Hello, and welcome back to the offer negotiation lesson. So in this video, we are going to talk about a negotiation strategy. This lesson and this video are part of the Careers by Design course on Canvas. All right. So when we're talking about a negotiation strategy, first you want to watch your timing. So as a general rule, you want to try and avoid disclosing a specific or a desired salary figure that you might have that could be too low or too high based on the employer's expectations. So you really want to keep your salary wishes close to the vest. To the greatest possible extent, you want to make sure that you are waiting long enough so that you have enough information to appropriately leverage your value relating to your specific employer's needs. So that moment where you'll kind of know enough about the job description, your roles, responsibilities, and what your future employer needs will most likely come at the end of the interview process when the offer has been officially made to you. So the employer has identified you as their final candidate and they're making you the offer. That's when you really would be the most ideal time to talk about salary. This is the key to having a very powerful and mutual offer negotiation conversation. Now, with that being said, sometimes salary can come up during other points of the job application and interview process. So ideally, again, we want to wait to have a conversation about salary until the offer has been made, but sometimes we will be asked about our salary expectations in the application process and during the interview. So let's talk about what to do if we're asked about salary in either of these three scenarios. So first, when you're applying for a job, usually you'll do so online, and there might be a question on the online application that says, "What are your salary expectations?" Keep in mind that in Pennsylvania, employers cannot ask you for your current or previous salary data, but they can ask you for your expectations. So if there is a field on a job application that asks for this information, you can try to skip it. If you can't, you can write negotiable. If you can't write, words and it's looking for a figure, you could put zero or you could put, a number that just doesn't make sense. Um, and I know I said that you really want to try and avoid answering this question, but if you feel like you want to let them know a little bit about your expectations so that you're sure that they can meet your expectations, you can provide a figure that is kind of in the middle of the range that you are expecting. So again, try and bypass this question if possible, but if you want to, you can disclose on the application if you would like. Also remember, you have a cover letter most likely where you can kind of explain your excitement about the position and emphasize that you're excited to learn about the full extent of the offer and the compensation package and that the figure you provided is negotiable. So that's always there for you. Sometimes during an interview, an employer or a hiring manager or a recruiter will ask you, what salary are you hoping to earn in this position, or what are your expectations relating to your salary for this position? Um, they're really just trying to make sure that neither parties are wasting each other's time. If you're expecting a salary that's in the 80K range and their budget only goes up to 55, the two ships will just pass in the night. Like the two shall never meet because that expectation and range is just probably a little bit too wide for most employers to be able to compensate. So if an employer asks you during the interview about your expectations, don't be startled. Again, they're just trying to make sure that neither is wasting their time. So you have two options that you can go with there. First, you can disclose salary information if you would like by providing a well-researched and wide range. And by wide, I mean around like 15K. And then once you've provided that information, I recommend that you ask a question that has nothing to do with salary, just to move you guys away from that kind of money talk until, again, hopefully after the offer has been made. If you don't feel comfortable disclosing your salary, but you're very excited about the position and you feel like, it's going well and this is an opportunity that you're interested in, you can answer the question of the bigger picture, which they're not going to directly ask you. Like they're not going to say, are we wasting each other's time here? But that's what they're trying to figure out. So you could say something like, So, if the hiring manager says, what are your salary expectations for this position? You could say something like, well, at this time, I'm focused on this entire opportunity and the total potential compensation. I'm confident we can agree on a fair package when the time is right. Deliver that statement, and then again, ask a question that has nothing to do with salary, but has something to do with the job, and more information about the opportunity that you're being presented. Just again, to move the conversation away from salary and onto something else. It's really important when you're kind of doing this exchange that you don't come across as defensive or confrontational. You may be chatting with your future boss at this point, so you don't want to come across as defensive or confrontational at this point. So just keep the conversation light. And again, try and just answer their question in whatever way you would like, and then move on to a different topic. So if you have been made the offer, so you are their final candidate, they have called you after the interview to give you the offer. What you want to do in that moment is express your enthusiasm and appreciation for the offer, but resist the temptation to say yes on the spot. Instead of saying yes right away, you can, again, express enthusiasm, ask for a timeline. Typically, they'll give you, 3 to 5 business days to make your decision. Also ask for the offer in writing, as well as benefits information in writing. And this could just sound something like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for this offer. I'm very excited about this opportunity. Could you let me know when you need an answer by? And would it be possible for me to receive this offer in writing along with more information about benefits? So remember, after you have asked for this information, then the two parties are going to part ways, and you're going to begin preparing for the offer negotiation, which is going to take place at another time, most likely 3 to 5 days later. Most employers are going to expect you to negotiate something, even if it's just one thing. They rarely lead with their final offer. So the negotiation, they're anticipating that it's coming. And so you just need to prepare for a conversation that they are already expecting to have with you. All right, in our next video, we are going to talk about how to prepare for that conversation.